For today, we're going to add fractions. I'm going to do 3 examples. I need you to write them down as I do them. So number 1, we're going to do 3/5 over 5 plus 2 over 3. Now when you add fractions, the denominators have to be the same. And so you have to think of a number that 5 and 3 both go into evenly, and ideally find the smallest one. In this case, it would be 15. So we're going to write 15 down here, plus, we're going to write 15 down here. And then what you got to do is you can't just write the 3 up here. You have to say to yourself, 5 multiplied by what makes 15? In that case, it would be 3. And you need to multiply this numerator by that same number. So 3 times 3, of course, would be 9. And 3 multiplied by 5 makes 15. And you need to multiply this 2 by the same number. So 2 times 5 would be simply 10. Once you have that, you just add numerators. 9 plus 10 would be 19. And you keep your denominator the same. That should be 15. Okay, this is an improper fraction. Let's change it back to a mixed number. 15 goes into 19 once, with 4 remaining out of 15. So there's your answer. Now you do need to think about, can 4 15ths be simplified? There isn't another factor that goes into 4 and 15, so you are done. All right, let's try another example. Number 2. Let's do one with negative numbers. Negative 1/3 plus 3 over 4. The same thing, you need to find a common denominator. Well, 3 and 4, the number that both of them would go into, that's the smallest, would be 12. We're going to write that down here, plus 12 on the bottom. Okay, same thing, you need to think 3 multiplied by 4 makes 12. And you need to multiply this negative 1 times 4. Well, negative 1 times 4 is just negative 4. Same thing here. 4 multiplied by 3 makes 12. And then you need to take 3 times 3, which of course is 9. And now this is a little different. We're adding negative 4 plus 9. You can't just add those. You have to think of your rule. When you're adding a negative and a positive, the rule is you subtract them. So 9 minus 4, of course, would be 5. And then you take the sign of the bigger absolute value. Since 9 is a bigger number and it's positive, it stays 5. And then, of course, you keep your 12 at the bottom. That can't be simplified any further. So here's your answer, 5/12. Let's try one more example. Let's do number 3. So a mixed number 1. Let's try 4 and 7/9. And I'm going to write this vertically. Plus 2 and 2/3. Well, same thing. You can find a common denominator for 9 and 3. That would, of course, be 9. Okay, same thing. You need to multiply. You need to think 3 multiplied by what makes 9? Of course, that would be 3. You need to do the same thing on the numerator. 2 times 3, of course, would be 6. Well, this one's easy. 9 times 1 makes 9. Of course, 7 times 1 would just stay 7. And then lastly, you would just add here. 7 plus 6 is 13 over 9. And you gotta remember to add the 4 and the 2. Of course, you would get 6 over here. Now, of course, we have another improper fraction. We can't leave that. Well, 9 goes into 13 once, with 4 remaining out of 9. And of course, we need to add that 6 on with it. So our final answer is 7 and 4 over 9. And that can't be simplified anymore. So there's your answer. So that's how we add fractions.